Hey, this is Nexus for TMPG, and as you just saw right there, we're looking at Hellraiser Revelations. So, how was this movie then? I mean, I'm a big Hellraiser fan. I actually own every single Hellraiser on DVD up until this last one here that came out. All, it was 7 or 8 movies. I own all of them, every single one. Even the last 2 or 3, which were not even great, like Deader and things like that, still, I own them. This one here was the worst piece of trash ever. I watched this movie and I was thinking to myself, first you see that it's not Doug Bradley as Pinhead. Now I had heard a couple of years ago, of course, that they're doing a Hellraiser remake. Doug Bradley is not involved in this, but he is going to be helping to search for a new Pinhead to replace him. And then I had not heard anything since. And then this movie came out. So it's obviously my first impression, without doing any research, was that this was the movie. I was kind of surprised considering how much hype was behind the movie, that it just went straight to DVD. I didn't see any theater launch. I mean, that's the impression I was getting. So I was like, okay, let me watch it anyways. I'm Hellraiser. Ooh, good, you know? And I watched it. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. So I'm like, okay, let me do some research. Let me find out what this is all about. So the first thing you should note, this is not the remake/reboot that they were talking about. No. Upon further investigation, this is actually a movie they put together within a couple weeks because Dimension Films owns the rights to Hellraiser. And I guess a clause in their rights is that if they do not put out a movie every couple of years, then they would lose the rights and it would go public, and then of course someone else can bid for it. Dimension then realized they only had a few weeks left before that clause was going to be enacted, and so they cobbled together a movie, a script, everything like that. They actually even went to Doug Bradley for it, and he turned it down based on the fact that the script was essentially an unfinished script, and that if he had gone into the movie and everything like that, there would have been no rewrites. He felt like the script was not terrible, but it was definitely needed work, and they were not going to rewrite. They were basically pushing this movie out. It had a budget that was cheaper than a Lamborghini, so it was that small. They filmed in approximately, I think it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So, I mean, I looked into this movie extensively, and I found that explains it. It's trash. It doesn't even mean an hour and a half. It's like an hour and 15 minutes long, and it's just complete garbage. There was, in there somewhere, there is an idea of a story. There is something going on. In regards to, again, not really much to tell about. Of course, someone opens a box, and then, Pinhead and the Cenobites come in, and they reveal later on what happens with that. But of course, the main focus is the family and what the family is going through, and then stuff happens. I'm not going to say much, but again, you know what? You shouldn't even bother to watch this movie to find out what happens. It is terrible. It's garbage. It doesn't deserve the Hellraiser name, even when you compare it to stuff like Hellraiser Deader and Inferno and all that stuff. This is just, those movies are leaps and bounds above this one. Those ones look like Dark Knight compared to this. That's how bad this movie was. My recommendation all the way is stay away from this thing. Do not see it. Do not touch it. Don't even look at it. If you look at it, you lose brain cells. Okay? It is that bad. Do not watch this movie. Do not buy it. Do not do anything with it. This is just a throwaway movie. I think they had a name for it. It's called I've never seen the term before, but I was reading about it. I think it's called Ashcan or something like that. And it's an Ashcan movie, which is basically a movie that didn't even need to exist. It was just there purely to keep the rights, and that's it. They're still working on the reboot of Hellraiser. That I anticipate will be really good. Clive Barker's involved in this. Clive Barker had nothing to do with this Hellraiser Revelations whatsoever. So again, don't touch this movie, alright? That's what I say to you guys. I'm giving you fair warning. Do not touch it. Alright? Okay. So this is Nexus for TMPG. Take care. Have a good one.